Good morning to you 824 subscribers in what is a very overcast and breezy but cool day, even though I'm sweating like I've been out for a run. Because I've been running around the house trying to find bits that I need and creating a snagging list of all things to be done, and the list goes on and on forever. That's not including maintenance. So anyway, thank you. Before I start, obviously hit me with some likes and some comments. That'd be much appreciated. Thank you for yesterday's comments as well, Matthew, Dave, etc. Do appreciate that. For some reason, I've lost a door latch, so I'm going crazy. I seem to be, since I've come back, forgetting where I've placed certain things, although it's all in a pretty simple order. So this door is starting to rub on this corner here when it shuts, so I've got to undo that hinge and just make sure that I didn't put any packers in there. If I did, I'm gonna have to maybe take that a little bit and get that door pushed back that way to try and get the door over to stop that rubbing. I was gonna install the door handle, of which I have in the box here somewhere, but I can't find the actual latch itself. If anyone hear the screaming, that is King Charles III going through Wales. So anyway, 10 days of mourning, obviously, but obviously Charles is going around the country. So I can't actually install the door handle. Door handles being these gold Euro spec handles. I can't actually install them if I can't find the latch. Now, I definitely did it. Ross Island Tiles, I managed to buy everything from him. So somewhere I've cleverly put something somewhere so I don't lose it, and it must be pretty safe because I can't find it. So anyway, I'm not going to be able to install the door handle on that door. So it seems to be every room has got a list of probably 2 to 5 things snagging wise that I need to do, but I can't go into each room and do that snagging list because there's always 1 or 2 things that I can't finish. So I can never go into a room, complete, finish, move on. So here's a perfect example. I haven't got the door jams. The guy that did the doors was meant to supply door jams for all the doors and hasn't. So I've now got no door jams for this one at all. So I've got to go to Exotic Woods and try and find the wood for that. Obviously for the back of that, I'm going to have to prime it and install it, etc., which I can do, which is fine. But again, it's just one of those things I still can't finish. So even if I do find the door latch and fit the door handle and adjust the hinge, I still can't do the door jam. So it's just another thing I can't finish. So I need to get that done. On one of the bedroom doors, for some unknown reason, we had a real bad issue with the door frame being complete. As you can see, this door jamb goes over. We've had to do that in order to get the door shut. But since we've done that, the height of the door here needs to be trimmed a little bit. Say here. So when the door is actually coming forward, it jams at the top. So I've got to plane that. And at the same time, I've got to put the lock in here. Now I found the lock latch, but now I can't find the gold lock. So that one's missing the latch. This one hasn't got it has got the latch. That one's got the door handle, it doesn't have the latch. This one doesn't have the lock. So it's like, shit. This door, for some unknown reason, has got to be adjusted today as well, because for some unknown reason, it suddenly decided to stop biting. So, I mean, there is a gap at the top here, which seems to have formed, and the bottom one doesn't seem to have any. So the bottom is actually stopping this from biting. So the 2 options I have is to undo the actual door jamb down here and move it backwards to get that to bite, or take this off and adjust this, which is a real pain in the ass, because if I do that, then you're gonna have a hole here and here. So either way, I've got to wreck all the painted door jambs, see, or I've got to ruin this. Either way, I'm gonna ruin something. So I think I'm better off obviously ruining in the little latch cover. But again, if I do that, obviously you've got 2 screw holes. So if I now undo those and move it over, then the 2 holes aren't gonna bite. So I know obviously you can put wet wood in there, and there's a lot of things you can do to try and fix it. But it's just, and I assume it's just obviously with the conditions, the door moving, which is a pain in the arse. So that's got to be done. On this door shuts fine, but the door reveal wasn't put on, so I've got to put a return on here, and the top bit wasn't put in either, so I've got to do those 2 as well, and then that door itself is finished. This door actually shuts nice, and it's not moving. as yet. But again, down the bottom, as you can see, it's very tight down the bottom, and there's a gap all the way up. So I'm hoping this door doesn't move any more than it already has. Otherwise, I'm gonna have the same problem there as well. I'm gonna have to change all the hinges. Like I said yesterday, I'm gonna have to change all the hinges in here because the hinges that have been used are awful. Let me show you around. Very basic, horrible hinges. And again, the kitchen fitter, rather than using both of these, so you can adjust the hinges up and down, he's obviously put one in, one at the top, and then has then fixed the hinge, which I understand why he's done it, but now there is zero movement on these hinges. And at the moment, all of the hinges, I've straightened them the best I can, but as you can see, not ideal. Now again, from Island Tiles, I did actually buy some European hinges, which I'll show you very briefly. In fact, I've got them, I think I put some in here. No, that's not one. Yeah, there you go. So I bought these ones here. I think they're actually by Heffel, I think they're called. But again, you've got, both of them are movable up and down hinges, screws. Then you've got this adjuster. So once you've done it, you can turn that and it actually moves the hinge up and down. So it looks like I'm gonna have to, again, going back to snagging lists, etc. I can't do in here until I've got all the hinges changed. I've got to change 4, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20 hinges. And then I've also got a tile all the way around here. So that room can't be complete until I've done that. Obviously I need to put the skirting board on there. Light in here's got to be put in. Again, they've got a bit of batten running straight over it, which is not ideal. So hopefully that light will sink in without that, but within reason. There's not a great deal to do in that room, obviously. That's pretty much done. There's the odd snagging list, you know, the electrician still needs to come back and put some bits in like that. I also want to talk to him about the outside lights are here, which is great, but the door opening's over there. So in an ideal world, we should have the actual lights to the outside where you open the doors, which we don't have. So I want to try and talk to him about if there's a way of somehow getting a cable over to there. Sherwin is outside sanding down the external and the internal. That's going to be his job for today. That's actually sanding all of that down and getting that painted so that we can actually start with getting the garage door put up, if that's possible. Yeah, and I've created a snagging list, which is just getting bigger and bigger. Excuse my writing. Overhang out there, a couple of bits need to be painted on. Sand and fill the garage opening, which is what he's working on now. We've got to sort out the front door, plain fill sand and paint the whole thing. Install the light in the pantry, which I told you about. Tile the laundry room, install the garage door, silicone the front bedroom windows. That's at the base. I told you about the window fitter didn't believe in silicone, the actual base of the window for some reason. Now when we get heavy rain, we get water coming through, so that's got to be done. I want the actual storage room downstairs emptied of all wood. If anybody knows of anybody that wants the actual wood that's downstairs, we've got lots of formwork, we've got lots of second-hand treated timber. I want the whole lot gone. It just smells down there, so I just want to get it all emptied. So if anybody knows anyone that wants a big lock stock lump of lumber, then let me know. They can come and collect, and I'm sure I can do a decent price on that. Yeah, another thing is obviously sorting all the doors. So I've got Brooke's door to sort out, I've got Callie's door to sort out, I've got the bathroom latches to sort out, I've got the storage room door there to sort out. So I want to try and get some of those teething sort of minor issues inside sorted today. That's one thing I do want to do. Certainly whilst it's cooler outside, because yesterday in here I think I lost about 3 stone doing those door handles and those hinges in the laundry room. We also had someone out looking at the pool last night, so we looked at the actual the levels. We put the laser on last night in the dark, which was brilliant, so we could see exactly what's going on. And now we've written all the way around the patio, the levels that are there. It's looking like we're probably going to have to put a coping stone all the way around the pool. So from the very front here, all the way down to here on both sides. We'll open up the 2 drains here, and then we're probably going to have to fill in between the coping stone and this level here, from here to here. We'll have to fill that with either a decking or some form of concrete and make it look pretty after the event. We'll also put, we're going to mosaic all of this sun shelf and all the steps. They'll all be mosaic. And the whole pool itself will be done with the cidercrete that we bought in from the US. So hopefully that will be starting sooner rather than later. I've actually reached out to 3 or 4 new pool people, and they are going to be coming out to look at it and get a quote, but I'm very mindful at the moment. The longer it goes on, the longer it's going to take to start. I just want the bloody thing sorted. So fingers crossed. The man that came yesterday, Adam, if you're watching, hope you're well. Hopefully he can give me a quote that is a decent one. Certainly with the budget the way it is at the moment, and also he can give me a date where he can commit to start sooner rather than later, so we can start bombing that bloody thing and cooling down when we feel like we're about to self-combust. Other than that, I'm Babylon as always. Hope you're liking the content so far. If there's anything, like I keep always saying to you guys, anything in particular you want to see or you want to know, let me know. From my point of view, comments down below if you can, and I'll always correspond daily if I physically can, that's for sure. I did upload 2 videos yesterday, so to overload you with videos. But again, if anything you want to see, let me know. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated, and any thumbs up will obviously even better be greatly appreciated. And I think we're at 822 or 823 today as well, so we are going up in subscribers, which is nice. So I'll leave you to it. It is 9 o'clock now, and I'll check on the UF out the day. Fingers crossed we'll get some of this to-do list dented and off. That'll certainly be nice. I'll see you soon. Okay, 12:30 on a Friday. Let me give you a few updates. This door is now not dead straight at the top, because obviously it needs to be planed, but both hinges have been taken back in. I'm about to take this hinge in a little bit more, and this hinge a little bit more, which is absolutely fine, so it's now shutting nicely. The downside is these 2 screws here have sheared off, so I'm going to have to re-drill those and put new ones in there. So this is a hard wood, and these really do grip, but it snapped both heads off. This one just came off, it didn't even snap. This one broke prior. So I have heard that the way to actually do this to make sure it doesn't split the wood or break the head is to literally lubricate it with an oil of some sort. So that's maybe what I should have done. But anyway, that's one thing I've got to do. And obviously then I've got to try and obviously fill these wood glue and try and then put the door jambs on to try and hide the holes, if I can do that. It will certainly save me having to fill it up, but I've got to go and get the door jambs because the guy that made the doors didn't provide the door jambs. So anyway, let me show you outside as well. Okay, so Sherman's busy. How's it going, bud? All good? Okay, so we're looking a lot whiter, a lot straighter. Also, we've got this issue at the top here we're going to have to contend with, but I think we discussed about just trying to make it a proper square rather than trying to fill it and smooth it. This is all okay. First set of sanding's going on and paint's going on. Second set of fillers now drying. And the outside is currently looking like this. A little bit of a distance in height here. Might get away with that. Might have to get a block on it and sand it down a bit more. But that looks okay. So once this is all actually painted with a few coats and obviously be done on the outside, then we're ready to start installing that goddamn door. That's going to be the next challenge. Anyway, good news is obviously we've had quite a bit of rain today, and we've actually tested the drain upstairs, which we actually did. And so far it seems to be holding up good. So I'm going to double check again in the room to make sure no water's come through. That seems to have worked, thank God. Grass is coming through. I need to get that weed sheet down or some spray on it anyway. One of the two. But yeah, all looking good. So I'm going to try and finish off the doors inside, which is proving a bit testing. And I'll update you as I go. Okay, doorway 2. Unfortunately, this adjustment didn't work, so I've had to now reposition this. Obviously, when you reposition it by such a small amount, obviously we're going to have to fill that now with a bit of decorator's cork. But obviously we've gone straight and true to the actual cutout. What I did was I Stanley'd a little bit off of a treated bit of timber, made like a matchstick, and then banged those into the old holes, snapped them off, and then re-drilled these. So it's nice and tight. And there's also an adjustment there, so I've gone a little bit more needed, so that if it does happen again, so there's still a little bit of sag there, so I can adjust that further over, and again, if it does it again, I can actually put it back the other way rather than having to take it off again. So the error on putting it on in the first place is that it was put on too close to the latch, which means the adjustment couldn't work. So really I should have been a little bit further over with the adjustment pushed, and then when the door did swell and start doing what it had to do, then you'd be able to adjust it from here, which unfortunately this time I couldn't do that. I also found something today which I didn't know. A lot of these come with like a plastic black cap on the back of it. I don't know if I've got any spare here, but I never knew what they bloody hell were. Oh, there's one. No, it's not. No, none in there. But it came like a little black finish. What I didn't realise is actually the finish to go in here. So you cut that out, put the black bit behind, and this screws onto the black bit. So rather than looking at a ghastly bit of wood inside, you're looking at a nice little black cup. Every day's a school day. So I'm just now going to tidy these ones up. This one shuts and locks lovely, but they look an absolute eyesore. So I need to straighten the bottom one up and replace the gold one with a silver one, stainless steel. That needs to be done. The screws are wrong as well, so I've got to change the screws. And the top one here is fine, but it just needs straightening a little bit. So I'm going to try and do that one now as we speak. Let me show you before I start. Seen better days. Obviously that's decorator's cork on there, so you can see that that's obviously, it's reasonably straight, not dead straight, but it's reasonably straight. It just needs to be changed for silver, and the screws that are brass change to silver, and this needs straightening up. I'll really be careful, I don't want to straighten this and end up causing it not to shut. But either way, I've got to make sure I straighten that one up as well, because that looks nice all too. So it looks like within reason it needs to be dug in a little bit deeper and just needs to be set up and done straight.